Do you hear about David Letterman and Sarah Palin? She went to the Yankee game the other night. During the seventh inning, A-Rod knocked up her daughter. That's what Letterman said on TV. She went to the Yankee game the other night. During the seventh inning, stretch, A-Rod knocked up her daughter. Could you believe David Letterman would insult A-Rod that way? I mean, this stuff is just going beyond the pen. I mean, A-Rod's playing a game. He doesn't have time to knock up anybody's daughter. That's for after the game. If you're going to talk about A-Rod knocking up somebody's daughter, say it happened after the game, not in the seventh inning stretch. There's no truth to
that. The most powerful name in talk radio, Rush, on the EIB network.
No, I was up till 4:30 or so. That's why they're asking me here why I'm so giddy today. That always happens. I was up till 4:30. When that happens, be on the lookout, folks, because there are fewer guardrails keeping me on the straight and narrow on programs. Like, you've got to hear this. This happened right before, about an hour ago, sometime between 11:30 and noon Eastern Time. John Ziegler was on MSNBC with Contessa Brewer. This is just fabulous. It runs about 4 minutes. We've cut it up into 4 sound bites. Here's the first.
Thanks for having me. Always interesting to go out with the people with Barack Obama's official network.
Now, I know you're very critical of the way that journalists in general have dealt with Governor Palin. I want to ask you today about your interview with Sarah Palin.
Gee, I wonder why.
So let me begin with, do you want to do the interview? You want to talk about this?
Yeah, I'd be thrilled to. Let's go for it.
Let me ask you what Sarah Palin's problem with Letterman was. What was it about the top 10 list that hurt her feelings?
Well, I don't know if her feelings were hurt. You'd have to ask her. She called David Letterman pathetic, which I think was an understatement, because not only did he call her slutty, you left out the part where he also joked about her teenage daughter being knocked up by Alex Rodriguez in the middle of Yankee Stadium while she was at the game. By the way, I also happened to ask her about Keith Olbermann blatantly lying about her allegedly plagiarizing a speech, which she didn't do. I doubt that that'll come up on this particular network.
Once again, Letterman making fun of A-Rod in this way, knocking up Sarah Palin's daughter during the game. That just wouldn't happen. It might happen afterwards, but not during the game. Here's how the rest of this went.
Well, it's certainly not going to come up other than your mention in this particular interview, because I want to ask you about David Letterman and Sarah Palin. But again, if you'd like to talk about that, I'm willing to go forward with the conversation. Yes?
I'll talk about whatever you want. Hit me with your best shot.
Good. So in this case, it's comedy. To talk about her real itinerary in New York, it's kind of serious, not really funny. Why did she take such offense? She called him pathetic, so she obviously took offense. Why was she so offended by David Letterman?
Well, Contessa, since you're a female, you might be a better expert on whether or not it's appropriate to call a public figure slutty for no apparent reason, and to joke about her daughter being knocked up in the middle of Yankee Stadium while she's at the game. How would you feel about that, Contessa?
That's actually happened to me, and I'm fine. I'm still here.
Really? David Letterman joked about you being slutty and about your daughter being knocked up?
Not David Letterman, but it happened to me publicly. Okay, we'll change topics.
Okay. This is John Ziegler with Contessa Brewer, who was hopelessly outmatched on MSNBC less than an hour ago.
Let me get this straight. You find this surprising or shocking that because you in the media portray Republicans as old white men, that the public perceives Republicans as old white men, and you destroy in a blatant character assassination Sarah Palin's character, and the public thinks that she's not worthy of that, at least in some terms.
John. Yes. In your interview with Sarah Palin, did you ask her any tough questions, or are you functioning now as her spokesperson?
Yes, I did. This was a great interview. I urge anyone who's interested in the real Sarah Palin to go to howobamagotelected.com. You can listen to the whole 16 minutes. One of the questions I asked her was whether or not she felt dissed by John McCain when he went on Jay Leno, also on NBC, back when he was the host of The Tonight Show, and basically dissed her. And surprise, surprise, she gave an incredibly classy answer, showing far more class than clearly most people on this network have.
This is John Ziegler talking to the clearly outmatched Contessa Brewer, the anchor babe, info babe at MSNBC. Here is the final soundbite where Contessa can no longer take it and demands that Ziegler's microphone be cut.
I don't really know what to do with that. You know what? I'm here to give you an opportunity I consider myself a common sense thinker. I haven't attacked you. And for you to come on and use those sort of insults me. Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate that.
Okay.
Much more news
you guys
ahead
are
on
certainly
it. Cut the
deserving
mic,
of all-
please.
So that was just less than an hour ago. John Ziegler on MSNBC slicing and dicing the info babe Contessa Brewer. I don't know why they invited him. They had to know what they were getting. As for balding white men, this is a comment from Ed Gillespie, by the way. The Republican Party can't continue to be seen as being led by balding white men. Joe Biden is a balding white guy. Last time I checked, he was vice president of the United States. This is not about hair or skin color or nonsense like that. They continue to smear Sarah Palin, who would be treated by the media as a rock star if she were a liberal Democrat. But government-operated media, government-controlled media, the effort now is very clear. They want to demoralize all of you. They want to demoralize conservatives. They want to foment division in the Republican Party as it tries to rebuild. And they want to create a public perception of conservatism as narrow and exclusive, not mainstream. So while Obama's policies are falling apart, while he's in panic, while the American people are hurting, not one story about that. It's about burying the Republican Party.